Sonic the Hedgehog. As you saw in my top 10 favorite game franchises, not even Mario could stack up to him in my opinion. So now you're thinking, so what are your favorite Sonic games? Well, I'll tell you. This is something I've been wanting to do since the day I joined YouTube. These are my top 10 favorite Sonic games. This was a very hard list to make. There were a lot of games on and off the list, and I've had to remake this list countless times. Heck, I already made this list one time on my Let's Play channel, but that was with pictures only and no voice, and I already deleted it, so don't try looking for it. It sucked anyways. But now, I think I've finally made a list I'm comfortable with. So without further ado, let's do it to it! Top 10 favorite Sonic the Hedgehog games. Sonic Adventure 2. Now, this is a game that divides the Sonic fanbase nowadays. This game has been getting a lot of hate lately. People have been saying that it hasn't aged well, the presentation's bad, and the gameplay is a mixed bag. But for me, I found this game pretty enjoyable. The story is pretty dark for the Sonic series, and I actually really enjoyed this. Seeing all the characters fight for the fate of the world and that dramatic conclusion was just awesome. And the fact that there's a good story and a dark story is just so cool. The gameplay was a mixed bag for me, and that is pretty much the reason why this game is so low. The speed stages are awesome. They're fast, blood-pumping, high-speed action that always keeps you on your toes. I always replay these kind of stages over and over and over again, and I never get bored. The treasure hunting stages aren't that bad. You go around looking for 3 pieces of the Master Emerald just like in Adventure 1. However, you can only track 1 piece of the Master Emerald this time. I never understood why. It kind of slows the pace, but still, I can get through most of these pretty quickly. I always liked exploring levels in this mode, and Knuckles and Rouge's combat felt very satisfying. I actually enjoyed their mode of gameplay. But Tails and Eggman's gameplay wasn't fun at all. The shooting isn't really that satisfying, and the platforming is putrefying. That's a word now. But that's not enough to bring the whole game down. The multiplayer was the best in the series as well, and I have tons of memories with this mode. This game is flat out fun to me, and I enjoy it a lot. But with some cheap moves here and there and the terrible mech shooting stages, it can only be number 10. But I still really like the game, no matter what people say. Sonic Adventure 2 was an enjoyable experience for me. This is yet another game that splits the Sonic fanbase as well. But Sonic Unleashed, to me, is an amazing game. So now it's time for me to explain. Just a warning, this section will be a little longer than the other ones, so bear with me. This game has one of the better stories, if not my favorite story in the entire series. It's hardcore, edgy, but has some moments and enjoyable parts I just love so much. Also, the graphics are off the charts. This is what I think is the most beautiful looking Sonic game out there to this day. But Sonic Boom may be stealing that title soon, but who knows. And the music fits every single stage in the game. All the daytime songs are upbeat and enjoyable that keep you wanting to move super duper fast. The nighttime songs are so soothing and relaxing that I just love hearing them. Speaking of the stages, these are the main gameplay styles of Sonic Unleashed. In the daytime, you play as the Sonic we all grew up to know and love, and with him you zoom through the stages like it's no thing at all. These stages are so fun. Sure, you can zoom through them, but you won't get to see all the secret areas and to really get a good feel for it. But this game is fast. Without a doubt the fastest Sonic game to date. But then we come to the Werehog, and this is without a doubt my least favorite part of the game. The gameplay is slower and it turns into a beat 'em up. And hey, I'm cool with that. If the game wants to introduce a gimmick, as long as it's good, I'm game. But this really isn't that good. The fighting is so bland. Sure, there are a lot of combos, but I don't even use a fraction of them. Also, some of the enemies are just annoying. I'm looking at you, Flame Wizard! And let's not forget that awful platforming. I don't want to repeat what other reviewers say, but seriously, why isn't there a drop shadow? These sections are so frustrating, and I usually die here, ruining my S rank. But regardless, this is enough to bring the whole game down. I love the daytime stages, and if the Werehog wasn't in the game, this would be way higher. But, you know, that's too much to ask for. Not Sega wouldn't do that. Sega wouldn't add a Sonic game that's only daytime. But anyways, even now, the game is a gem and I love every minute of it when I'm not using the Werehog. I personally prefer the HD version for faster gameplay, but either one is good. I just prefer playing it on my Xbox 360. Or PS3, whatever. Oh yeah, baby! This is one of my favorite DS games, and for good reason. Sonic Rush is amazing. The story is nothing special in this game, but gameplay. While Sonic Unleashed may be the fastest, this is a very close second. This is the game that introduced the boost gameplay. Get rings, kill enemies, and run, run, run. The gameplay is so fast and fun that I replayed this game so many freaking times. The gameplay is very simple, but addicting as all heck. Let's not forget our new character, Blaze, one of my favorite Sonic characters of all time. She's almost as fast as Sonic, but when you know how to use her jumps and tricks, you can get some absolutely ridiculous times on stages. And how about those graphics? For a DS game, the game looks really good. Some of the best on the DS. And that music, some of the best in the series. Upbeat, catchy, and groovy. That's a word I haven't used before. Whatever. I just love this game, and I hope you all give it a shot if you haven't. This game is really good, and it's all on the go. You can beat this game on the can! Which is kinda gross. Sonic's first true 3D game, Sonic Adventure, was really freaking good. It's like Sega effortlessly brought Sonic into 3D. This is the first game with a real story and cutscenes, and it was all really good. The story surrounding Chaos and the Chaos Emeralds and how all the characters reacted, it was pretty cool. But where the game really shines is in gameplay. When playing as Sonic, it's just like 2D Sonic, but in 3D, so you can spin dash, run around, but you also get a new homing attack, and I love it. You can also play as Tails, Knuckles, Big the Cat, Amy, Rose, and Gamma. I only didn't like Big because all you do is go fishing, and who wants to do that in a Sonic game? But everyone else were pretty fun to play. Yes, I liked playing as Amy. Each stage fit them, and they were all fun to play and even explore. The graphics were also incredible for the time, and even have a certain charm today. And that heavenly soundtrack is one of my favorite Sonic soundtracks to date. In the end, Sonic Adventure is a fantastic game, and I love, love, love it. No, not that Sonic game. The original. Sonic the Hedgehog is the game that started it all, and I absolutely had to put it on the list. And can you blame me? There's little to nothing wrong with it. It kinda plays like Mario. Go through, jump on enemies, and run to the right. But they added a ton of twists, which is one of the reasons why I like it even more than Mario. For one, if you hold at least one ring, you can live. So if you get hit, you're not gonna die, and there's no power-ups and mushrooms you eat that makes you grow or gives you extra hit. Just rings. You survive on gold, which is pretty cool when you think about it. And the colors are everywhere. But the biggest twist is the speed. The Sonic games are fast, and without this game, we wouldn't have that. Also, this game just has something to it that always makes me smile. I don't know what it is. The game has faults, I can admit that. But I'm smiling the whole way through, whether I'm dying or not. The graphics and music probably helped it a lot. The graphics were amazing for the time and are really good today, too. They're good sprites. I don't know what else to say. And the music is catchy as all heck. Just try to tell me that you don't like the music in this game with a straight face. You just can't. You really can't. Go ahead. Try it. Try it. Look me in the eye. Look me in... No. But do I even need to say anything? This game is very well known and very well received. So if you haven't already, play it already. A lot of people's favorite Sonic game, Sonic Generations, is a gem to the Sonic series. Some of the Sonic fans only like classic Sonic, and some only like modern Sonic. But this game gives you both. Classic Sonic plays like a dream. It may not be exactly like the original games, but it was dang close. Better than that monstrosity Sonic 4 Episode 1. But anyways, modern Sonic feels better than ever. He's fast, fun, and has 3D platforming, something that a lot of Sonic games have, and I love it! The multiple pathways, platforming, and speed all blend together so well. However, the story is the weakest part of the game, but the graphics are pretty decent, but not nearly as good as Sonic Unleashed. But the music is fantastic! The music has remixes of past Sonic games, and hot dang are they good! But the bosses are really good too, but the final boss was pretty lacking. With all that bringing the game down, the game can't be any higher. But for what it does right, it does really right. Sonic Generations is without a doubt a fantastic game. Happy birthday, Sonic. For an anniversary title, you really didn't screw it up. If only we could say the same thing for your 15th anniversary. Now, a ton of people think that this is the greatest Sonic game ever. while the same could be said for the top 5 games on this list. Obviously, Sonic CD isn't my favorite, but dang it, it's a really good game. The controls are like Sonic the Hedgehog. Heck, they're almost identical, kind of like the graphics, which are pretty much the same. But this game also has the spin dash that was already introduced in Sonic 2, and a new gimmick, time travel. You can go by time posts, and when you're at a certain speed, 88 miles per hour maybe, you can travel to the past, present, or future, depending on what time you're at. This was a very good gimmick. Not only is there a new soundtrack for the different time in the level, but the level layout changes a little bit. This was huge back in the day, and it's still really cool now. Speaking of the soundtrack, it's phenomenal. And the best part is, there's 2 of them. There's a USA soundtrack and a Japanese soundtrack. They both sound phenomenal, but I like the Japanese soundtrack a little more. Some of my favorite songs in the series are in that soundtrack. Also, the special stages are new. You run around in a 3D stage and have to jump into flying UFOs, and once you destroy them, you can get the time stone. Get all 7, and while you don't get supersonic, you get the better ending. The special stages are pretty dang fun, and you know, there's a lot of polish in this game. There are even flippin' anime cutscenes in a Sonic game. Also, some of the bosses are amazing, and the new characters are great. There's so much to soak in with this game, and it's awesome. And get this, there's a re-release that makes everything even better. Now you can play as Tails, and the spin dash works even better. This game is just incredible. I love this game. And even if you're not a Sonic fan, I can recommend this to you. So go play it already. This is my personal favorite 3D Sonic game, Sonic Colors. And can you blame me? This game is breathtaking. First off, the story is very well written to me. There are some hilarious moments, and the new voice actors played their parts super good. The story was actually very enjoyable to me, but the gameplay is what steals the show. Remember the daytime stages in Sonic Unleashed? Well, can you imagine a whole game like that? I didn't think it was possible, but this game proved me wrong. The controls are almost exactly like Sonic Unleashed, but better. While not as fast, you can still run in 3D and boost through the stages. The controls just feel not as loose, which is a good thing. However, here's the twist. The game adds wisps, aliens that grant Sonic a bunch of different abilities. The cyan one lets him travel as a laser at the speed of light, green lets him hover, yellow lets him dig in the ground as a drill, and the list goes on and on. These aren't forced down your throat, so you don't have to use them, but dang are they fun to use. But this way, they feel like a power-up and not a gimmick. But even without the wisps, these levels are fun. They're designed well, and they play well, and they look well, more than well. This is one of the best looking Sonic games out there. This really pushes the Wii to the limit, and the music, I mean, whew, the music is so good. My favorite soundtrack in the series, and this game is just so good. I didn't even mention the multiplayer, the incredible final boss, and the fact that Super Sonic is playable in a 3D Sonic game for the first time ever. But I'm done. This game is just so good that I'm gonna play it. See ya! Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Holy crap, this game is good. It's only the second game in the series, and it gets this high. This game is so good, it's funny. So many people will say that it's the best Sonic game they've ever played. Some even saying it's their favorite game of all time. And you know what? I can see why. The graphics have been improved from Sonic 1, and now they added the spin dash. This move is a gift from the heavens. You see, in Sonic 1, you couldn't get speed that quickly, but in this game, you can get speed in semi-seconds. It's so fast that you can actually outrun the screen. That's an automatic plus. The levels are so fun, some of the best levels in Sonic history. My favorites are Emerald Hill, Chemical Plant, and Casino Night. They're so colorful, fast, and fun. That's the main thing that drives this game, the fun factor. I'll be traveling at high speeds, crushing enemies, and just having a blast. I've replayed this game so many times, it's ridiculous, because of how fun it is. And let's not forget all the other stuff it introduced to the series. New character Tails, a sidekick that's a very cool character, can fly, and adds another new feature, multiplayer. Not only can you play 2 players in the main story, but there's a race mode. It's very fun, and I played a lot. And last, but certainly the best, it adds the 7th Chaos Emerald that grants Sonic's greatest ability to date, Super Sonic. This is the game that introduced it, and dang, it's awesome. You can travel through the levels at the speed of light, you're invincible, and you get an awesome theme to boot. This game is nothing short of a masterpiece, and if you haven't played it, I don't care if you're into video games or not, play it. It's amazing, breathtaking, one of the greatest Sonic games ever, and for a while I didn't think anything could beat it. So what could possibly beat it? Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Somewhat predictable, but still, you can't deny that Sonic 3 and Knuckles is a masterpiece. The game is so good, I don't even know where to begin. The story continues off from Sonic 2, where you have all the Chaos Emeralds, and Eggman's death egg has been destroyed, or so it seems. So you go up to Angel Island, and the new character Knuckles the Echidna, one of the coolest Sonic characters ever, has taken your emeralds, and Eggman's reviving the death egg one last time, and it's up to you to stop him. The story is very simple, but has a certain level of epic to it, and especially when the game goes on. But anyways, the gameplay is exactly like Sonic 2, and that's a fantastic thing. But here you can play as two other characters. One, Tails. Yeah, you can play as him in Sonic 2, but they were identical, so I didn't bother mentioning it. Tails is everything Sonic has, but he can also fly. That makes the game a lot more fun. You can also play as newcomer, Knuckles. He can do what Sonic does, but he can glide and climb walls. He also has a lower jump and goes on alternate and harder paths from Sonic and Tails, so he's the game's hard mode. Each character plays differently and fun, but there's really one core gameplay style, and I just love that. They don't detract from the game, but add to it, which is what a lot of games fail at these days and why this game is so good. The graphics are incredible for the Sega Genesis, and the music is freaking ridiculous. I can see why people say it was made by Michael Jackson, because it's really good. This game also adds, and only for this game, the Super Emeralds, which is my personal favorite addition to the game. Not only does it add another 7 special stages to the already great special stages, but it grants Hyper Sonic, Super Tails, and Hyper Knuckles, which are the best things in this game and in Sonic history. They completely break the game, but you worked for it, so it's a fantastic reward. Also, the true final boss for Sonic is pure satisfactory. All in all, what's not to love about this game? What's bad about this game? It adds great characters and gameplay, the story's epic, the music's great, the graphics are awesome, and even the multiplayer is fun as heck. This game is fantastic, and I love it, I love it, I love it. Sonic 3 Knuckles is, and possibly always will be, my favorite Sonic game of all time.